Danielle Peart. Audience, big shout out, y'all. Danielle Peart. Yeah, that's what it is. Now I'm gonna give you this mic, and I'm gonna just talk loud.
What do I do with it?
Well, you talk to it.
Do I like how
You
far?
can clip it. You can wherever you want to clip it. There's plenty of.
This is the closest you're gonna get to my cleavage.
Nice.
Wait, can you? You can't peep the abs, but it's okay. It looks like flab right now. It's all protein, actually. Hi.
You have a little speech thing. Do you want to use that?
Well, yeah, my phone's kind of busy, but I glanced at it. I know enough about myself.
Yeah.
I don't have to look at that.
Give me your speech, and I'm gonna just pick point out of that.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just introduce myself. Hi, I'm Danielle Peart, aka DPTV, also aka some people still call me Bambi, but I prefer you don't call me that. Nobody's really called me that unless you've known me for over a decade. Who I am, a little bit about me. I'm a jack of all trades. I do everything that involves nightlife. So whether it's selling beer at concerts or whether it's nude Circus Soleil, I've done it all. I've been in the industry for about 12 years, and I prefer to take it on the road. So I travel a lot. Currently, I've visited exactly 30 states, and this year just got back on tour. I just traveled to 20 states exactly. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit more about how I got where I am and what I've achieved.
When did you start?
I started when I was 18.
What got you on the road?
What got me on the road?
Yeah, what got you out there?
I think about that question all the time. I think what really got me on the road was my dad.
Okay.
My dad, my dad, he is also a jack of all trades. He currently now actually is a computer technician, which is weird. I guess that was one of his side hobbies that became so overwhelming that he made it his life's work. But before all of that, my dad was interested in vehicles. So he owned his own shop. He raced them. He's got pictures of him holding trophies with some really nice cars. And I think for him, what he had told me a little bit is that he got in trouble or whatever and ended up going to the military. Because of that. He turned 18, whatever.
Right. Prison, military.
My dad's the reason why I travel. Because my dad took traveling and the vehicles and everything, and he went on the road hauling cars. So he was on one of them big rigs, and he actually had a big red truck, and we called it Big Red. And it was a big old fucking red semi. And it had enough, me and my sister, we would go on the road with him. And he would go, and we're from North Carolina. We're from Newport, Morehead City. If you don't know where that is, that's fine. Just call it the Outer Banks. But we're actually from in between. Newport is in between Cherry Point, which is the biggest Marine Air Base in all of the United States of America. And then, yeah, Jacksonville, North Carolina has the biggest Marine base. So we're from in between both of those. Okay. And you would think that I would be an army brat, but no. My parents are actually my grandparents. So my dad,
Your parents are actually grandparents?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's
So I was actually adopted at 2 years old by my dad's biological mom and dad.
Okay.
If you can keep up.
Yeah,
So I was actually born in Thornton, Colorado, but adopted out of Montana, and my parents lived in North Carolina.
Wow.
So, and no, my dad had already been out of the military and everything like that. My biological dad, however, was born in Germany because of my dad being in the military. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I want to make sure everybody's following.
Yeah, he's still there.
So I wasn't really an army brat or anything.
Because he was already out.
Yeah.
He was past that life.
Yeah. So I was just traveling, just always been there, and I asked my question, the same question that you asked. I asked that. I'm like, why am I so obsessed with it? Why? And it's Probably because of my dad traveling and taking us on the road and just being accustomed to that. I think the seed was planted.
Right.
And I think television, the internet has really watered that seed.
Down.
So I'm like, you ever watch Expedition?
Mm-hmm.
Like on whatever the fuck channel
channel, yeah. Discovery. Yeah. Discovery Channel.
But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like Expedition show, right? So like, and he's like, I'm traveling, and I'm just like a kid, right? So my mom, she worked nights. She slept all day.
Right.
And my dad, he worked during the day. So there was no room for us. Okay. And they made it work, and I'm grateful and forever. I'm not saying that I'm lacking. I was never lacking. Everything was great.
Right.
But I'm just saying that we were secluded to the house and being indoors. We had to find ways to occupy ourselves. Right. And this is in the 90s, early 2000s. You know, I was born in 95. Come on, people. So this is like before everybody had a television in the room. Like, you know, right. There was a television in the living room, and my parents, the next TV came out. It's bigger. It wasn't a little box anymore. So they got the first like flat screen or whatever. Right. And then, I mean, it was great. It fit in that big ass entertainment system with the fucking china cabinets on the side and the VH. Yes, and so you know what? They're like, what are we gonna do with the old TV? They put it in their room. A couple years go by, they're like, we got another TV. It's like the next thing, right? So then they put the old entertainment flat screen in their room. And what did they do with the old one that was in their room? They're just like, we'll give it to the eldest. So they put it in my room. My sister's like, fuck you. Yeah. But it's fun and games because my dad eventually got a PlayStation, you know, the old PlayStation 2 with the 3 cords. You just plugged it into the back of the TV. It was all good, you know? Right. So it was lively. We'd be back there doing fucking that, you know, on the TV and shit. So we would be in the room secluding ourselves to fucking shit like Expedition, bringing it back around to the original topic. We'd be watching Expedition. We're like, these motherfuckers traveling, seeing the world. I'm stuck in this little room. And my dad would take me on the road. And I'm like, you know, maybe one day when I'm grown, I'll fucking do some shit. And you know, it's so funny because if I could go back and talk to that little girl, I'd be like, you'd be surprised, baby girl.
And you have now your own different social medias. You have your
yes, I have everything. So everything's been separated because I used to have a page, and we all know Instagram and social media has gotten so complex that where it's so funny what you post nowadays. And even if you're in the industry and you post that you're in the industry and you don't post anything provocative, everything now suddenly becomes triggering to the algorithm to where now you're like, okay, I once posted, for example, a picture of me in a guitar, and somehow because of the angle of the guitar got confused with my skin color, and it apparently got reported for nudity. I don't even understand. And I'm like, what the fuck? So now it's like, but doing a lot of research, I've understood that you just can't touch yourself. You can't do any up close to personal body parts. And I've been very successful in maintaining the same Instagram since 2021. But I wasn't really into social media until 2019. So
okay. Well, that's a good take.
And it's crazy because I was viral on the internet for years, and I just never had an Instagram. I mean, I did, but I didn't utilize it until 2019, and then got banned. Yeah. But it's crazy because that little bit of 1,500 followers, they followed me over, and I've been able to maintain them. So I don't know. Yeah.
You're being successful on it. So that's amazing. Let me take you back to 18. When you were 18 and you were going out, where did you start? Did you just start traveling? Or?
No, you know what happened was, because, okay, even though I talked about my parents and all of that great stuff, it wasn't a perfect childhood, and it wasn't perfect to where the point that I actually aged out of the system at 18. I went into foster care for a few years. I went back with my parents. I went back into foster care, and I pretty much aged out of the system at 18. And
okay.
So, like, how did it start? I was 18. I had all of my crap, and I wanted to move and start over my life. So I left everything. outside of a boarding home in Morehead City, North Carolina. And people are like, oh, you're just giving this away? I'm like, yeah, well, I can't take it with me. And I packed a suitcase with literally a laptop and a fucking, like, because this wasn't today's day and age.
Yeah.
I packed, and the laptop screen was broken, right? So I packed a monitor screen.
Oh my God.
And I had all the wires and I had everything. And I was like, the laptop's so great. Screen's not, but it's okay. I got a substitution. so I had a...
Go on, dude. Yeah, go on, man.
I had a suitcase.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, you're back. Man. I was thinking, like, yo, how was that trip? Like,
So I'm 18. I age out of the group home. And I'm like, can't go home. So I got all my shit, right? From my childhood, like everything from my childhood. And I was like, what's important to me? I was like,
this laptop.
panties. I'm gonna need some fucking underwear, okay? And then I was like, well, what else? Laptop. Gotta have laptop charger. Screen don't work. Monitor goes in there. I'm like, what else? Nothing.
That's all you need.
I shit you fucking not. I was like, I don't need nothing else. And I left everything from before I was fucking 18, all behind, outside of a boarding home. And I was like, it's fine. I'll replace it. And I literally, so this is so crazy. So how did it start? How did I even get to fucking Swan Quarter, North Carolina from Newport, North Carolina? I got it by fucking rideshare. Okay? One of the many foster mothers I had, she was like, her sister was a preacher. She actually just passed, recently. So rest in peace to Belinda Hargett, out of, God, I'm not good with this. Out of North Carolina, somewhere in there. But she was a preacher and she lived, 2 houses down, and she messaged me. She's like, oh, you want to move? Like, I'll give you a ride. So she actually drove like an hour or 2 hours out of her way to come fucking pick me up. And she drove me.
All gravy.
I don't think this thing works very well on this top.
When you fling it, it's all good. So
Okay.
she helps you
So
out
yeah,
some
she
more
helped me. So she like took me. You have to understand, everything's like a fucking triangle, right? So like Newport, here I am. Where she was from and where I'm going is over here. So she drove out of her way to come pick me up, just to drive out of her way to go here, just to drive out of her way to go home. It was crazy. But she's literally the reason why I'm even fucking sitting here today, because if she wouldn't have given me a fucking ride, I don't even know how I'd be here. She gave me a ride to go out to fucking Swan Quarter, and I get out to Swan Quarter with my one fucking suitcase, and I became a commercial fisherman. And yes, and so I'm sitting here fucking doing like hard, manly fucking work. Like, you ever been on a shipping boat? If you have, you would relate. You're sitting out there, here comes in the fucking shit. You're bending over. You can't sit down and do this shit, you guys. You have to like move and bend over. And like my first gig actually was oyster end. So we would go out oyster end, and fucking how did I become on oyster end boat? I can say that. I fucked the captain.
Okay.
He was divorced, kicked out. I didn't know this at the time. He was living on a boat. I thought that was like pirate shit. And I'm like, yeah, it was fucking nuts. It's a long story. I'm not gonna go into all that. Short story, sweet. Basically, he came over to my friend's house to buy some. And I just happened to have been renting out a room there, and I was like, okay, what's up? You know, and we was like kicking it, and then we went out in the backyard and we was log rolling. So I was like, hey, you're cool, let's hang out. He's like, yeah, I live on the boat. I'm like, oh, do you? He's like, yeah, I'm the captain. I was like, oh, the captain? And like one thing to another, and I got the job, and then I was oystering every day.
She got the job.
So I'm like, I do this job for the fucking first week.